The day Emeka came back to the village, the whole place went crazy. It was 3 days before Christmas when the big black car drove into Umuia village, a Mercedes-Benz on their dusty road. Mama Ngozi was carrying tomatoes when she saw it. She screamed so loud that half the village came running. "Papa Emeka's son is here, the one from Lagos." When Emeka stepped out of the car, women gasped. Men stopped drinking their palm wine. Even the goats stopped eating. This was not the thin boy who left 5 years ago. This Emeka was tall and handsome. His skin was glowing. His clothes looked expensive. His sunglasses alone could probably buy 3 goats. He looked like he had been eating good food and sleeping on soft beds in Lagos. "Is that really Emeka?" someone whispered. "Lagos has changed him all." But it was the unmarried girls who completely lost their senses. Chinwe, the headmaster's daughter, who thought she was the most beautiful girl in the village, nearly fainted. Obiageli, whose father owned the biggest yam farm, grabbed her friend's arm. And Amara, who went to secondary school in the city and never let anyone forget it, quickly fixed her hair and stood up straight. When Emeka knelt down to greet his old parents, his mother and father cried with joy. The village elders blessed him. The children touched his shiny car with wonder. And the unmarried girls? They started planning. The trouble started the next morning. Mama Emeka woke up and found 7 girls standing outside her house. Each girl was carrying a water pot on her head. "Good morning, Mama. I came to fetch water for you," Chinwe said, pushing in front of the others. "No, Mama, I came first," Obiageli shouted. "Move away, let someone who knows what she is doing help," Amara said, shaking her borrowed Brazilian hair. Mama Emeka stood there confused in her wrapper. "But we already have water in the house." "We will fetch more," all the girls said together. By afternoon, there was water everywhere. Buckets lined the walls, pots filled every corner. The well was almost empty, and still more girls kept coming with water. "Mama, I will sweep your compound." "No, I sweep better. I went to school. I know the proper way to sweep." Papa Emeka sat in his chair, drinking palm wine and laughing. "My son, you have brought trouble to this house." Emeka was hiding inside the house, looking through the window like a thief. "Papa, what is happening? I can't even go outside." "Welcome home, my son. Welcome On the home." second day, things got worse. Chinwe came at dawn with hot pepper soup. "I cooked this specially for Brother Emeka," she said, blinking her eyes so much she looked like she had something in them. 1 hour later, Obiageli arrived with jollof rice. "Simple pepper soup. Brother Emeka needs real food. Look at my jollof rice. Perfect." Then Amara came with fried rice and chicken. "These village foods are nice, but Lagos people eat better things. I learned this in school." "You learned cooking in school?" someone asked. "I learned food knowledge." More food kept coming. Pounded yam with 3 different soups, fried plantain, moi moi, akara, goat meat, chicken, fish. Every type of food you could think of came to Papa Emeka's house. "My son, you must eat," Mama Emeka begged. Emeka looked at the mountain of food with fear in his eyes. "Mama, I will die. Too much food will kill me." "At least it's a sweet death," Papa Emeka said, taking his 3rd plate. But the worst was still coming. That afternoon, Chinwe and Obiageli arrived at the same time. Both were carrying water buckets. Both wanted to prepare Emeka's bath water. "I will heat water for Brother Emeka's bath," Chinwe announced. "You? The same you that boiled beans yesterday and they were still hard? Let me do it," Obiageli replied. "Both of you don't know anything. Lagos people need special bath water. I will do it," Amara appeared with a bottle that looked like her mother's church anointing oil. What happened next was chaos. Water buckets crashed together. Firewood scattered everywhere. Amara's special water poured on Chinwe's dress. Chinwe's palm oil splashed on Obiageli's shoes. Obiageli pushed Amara. Amara pulled Chinwe's hair. Chinwe slapped Obiageli's arm. "Fight, fight!" the village children screamed happily, running to tell everyone. By the time the village elders came to separate them, all three girls were covered in water, oil, and dirt. Their clothes were torn, their pride was wounded, and Emeka was locked in his room praying for help. "This is madness," Papa Emeka shouted. "My house has become a war zone." But even after this shameful fight, the girls didn't stop. The next morning, even more girls came. The fighting had made other girls think they could try too. Through all this madness, nobody noticed Adaora. Adaora was the daughter of Mama Neka, the poor widow who lived at the edge of the village. While other girls wore expensive clothes and perfume, Adaora wore simple old wrappers. While they had Brazilian hair, she kept her own hair in simple cornrows. While they fought for attention, she worked quietly, helping her mother sell bean cakes at the market, fetching water for old people who really needed help, teaching village children under the Udala tree. Nobody thought Adaora was competition. She wasn't even trying to compete. But Emeka had noticed her. It happened on his second evening home. He climbed over the back fence of his father's compound to escape. His mother almost had a heart attack when she saw him. He walked to the stream just to breathe fresh air. There he found Adaora alone, washing clothes. She was singing an old village song, not performing, just singing. Her voice was clear and sweet. When she laughed at something, it made his heart beat faster. "Good evening," Emeka said. Adaora jumped, almost dropping her soap. When she saw him, she smiled. A real smile, with no hidden plan behind it. "Good evening. You must be Papa Emeka's son. Are you going to ask me about Lagos or tell me I look successful?" She laughed. "I can see you are tired of hearing that." They talked until the sun went down. She asked him real questions. Was he happy? Did he miss home? What did he dream about? And when he asked about her life, she told him the truth about her struggles, her late father, her hopes for her younger brothers and sisters. "You should go back before your admirers send a search party," she joked as darkness came. "They're not my admirers. They're my punishment. They're just hopeful. But hope without sense becomes foolishness." Emeka couldn't stop thinking about her. The next day was Christmas Eve. The whole village was preparing for the big celebration. But at Papa Emeka's house, the girls were still coming. Now they had formed groups. Chinwe's group wore matching Ankara cloth. Obiageli's group all did their hair the same way. Amara's group, smaller but louder, kept talking about city standards. They sang for him, they danced for him, they quoted Bible verses about good wives, carefully skipping the parts about being humble and quiet. They brought certificates for cooking, for hairdressing, for home management, which everyone knew just meant they went to one married class at church. Papa Emeka's compound looked like a market. Mama Emeka had given up trying to control anything. She just sat in the corner fanning herself and praying. Emeka sat on a chair like a prisoner, slowly dying inside. That's when the real fight started. It began with Chinwe saying loudly, "Brother Emeka, everyone knows that the first girl to bring food is the most serious." "What?" Obiageli stood up. "Did you just make that up?" "It's our tradition." "Which tradition?" "The tradition of lies." At least I have manners, unlike some people who don't even know how to set a table properly, Amara jumped in. Table, we eat on the ground here, or have you forgotten where you come from? Another girl said. Within seconds, everyone was shouting. Someone mentioned someone's mother's bad soup. Someone else talked about someone's father's small farm. Voices got louder, fingers pointed at faces, and then Chinwe's pot of stew accidentally fell on Obiageli's lap. Obiageli's jollof rice mistakenly flew into Amara's face. Amara's special Lagos perfume somehow sprayed straight into Chinwe's eyes. The compound exploded into chaos. Girls screamed, food flew through the air like bullets. The elders tried to stop them and got soup on their good clothes. The children cheered like it was a movie. The goats ran away. And Emeka had had enough. Stop! His voice cut through all the noise. Everyone froze. He stood up, breathing hard, food stains on his expensive clothes, tiredness all over his face. Is this what marriage means to you? A competition? A prize to win? You don't know me. You don't care about me. You only care about my car, my money, Lagos. The compound became quiet with shame. You don't know me. You don't care about me. You only care about my car, my money, Lagos. Not one of you has asked me about my real life. Not one of you cares that I work 16 hours every day and barely sleep. Not one of you sees me. You only see what I have. He paused. I came home to rest and you brought me war. Chinwe tried to speak, but no words came out. Obiageli looked at the ground. Amara's proud face crumbled. Please, Emeka said quietly, just go home. One by one they left, some crying, some angry, all ashamed. The compound slowly emptied until only family was left. Mama Emeka hugged her child. I'm sorry, my child. It's not your fault, Mama. Papa Emeka laughed darkly. Well, at least we have plenty of food for Christmas. That night, Emeka couldn't sleep. He walked to the village square where they were decorating for Christmas. He found Adaora there, helping to decorate the church with palm branches. You're here, she said surprised. I'm hiding, he said honestly. If I see one more pot of food, I'll run back to Lagos tonight. She laughed, that pure, real laugh. I heard about the great food war at your father's house. The children are already singing songs about it. Please, no. They walked together quietly, hanging decorations. After some time, Adaora said, you know, they're not bad girls. They lost their senses in the excitement. You are defending them? I'm understanding them. Hope makes people act foolish sometimes. They saw a dream and chased it without thinking. She looked at him. But you deserve someone who sees the real you, not your money. Is that why you never came, with food and water and proposals? Adaora smiled. I don't chase what is not meant for me, and I don't have fancy food or fine clothes. I only have myself, my true self. If that is not enough for someone, then they're not for me. Emeka moved closer. What if your true self is exactly what someone is looking for? She caught her breath. Then that person should speak clearly. This is not a movie. He laughed, really laughed for the first time since he came home. Emeka, I have spent 3 days running from girls like a rat from cats. I have been given enough food to feed the whole village. I have watched girls fight over me like I'm the last piece of meat at a party. And through everything, the only person who made me feel human, the only person who saw Emeka and not a bank account, was you. You don't know me. Then let me know you. After Christmas, no pressure, no competition, no crowd. Just let me know you. She looked at him for a long time, searching his face for truth. Whatever she found must have been good because she smiled. Okay, after Christmas. After Christmas, he agreed.
Christmas morning came with joy and noise like every Christmas in Umuia. The church service was packed. The choir sang loudly even though they weren't in tune. The priest's sermon about the 3 wise men was so long that people started falling asleep. After church, the village gathered in the square for celebration. Food, music, dancing, testimonies. Children ran wild from eating too much sugar. Old people told stories that got bigger with each telling. Young men played checkers under trees. Women argued about whose jollof rice was better, a fight that would never end. Emeka sat with his parents, finally relaxed, finally able to enjoy being home. The girls who had attacked his compound were there too, now keeping their distance, some looking ashamed, others still looking hopeful. Attention! Attention! Papa Emeka stood up, raising his cup of palm wine. The crowd slowly became quiet. My people, I want to say something. Papa, what are you doing? Emeka whispered urgently. His father ignored him. My son Emeka came home after many years in Lagos, and you people almost killed him with too much love. People laughed. But I want to tell you all, my son has found something better than all the food and water in Umuia. Papa, Emeka stood up embarrassed. He has found a woman of real value, a woman who didn't need to fight because her character speaks for itself. Papa Emeka waved his hand dramatically. Adaura, daughter of Mama Nneka, come here. The crowd gasped. Everyone turned. Adaura, sitting quietly with her mother at the edge of the gathering, looked terrified. Papa, you are shaming her, Emeka hissed. Life is for brave people, my son. Mama Nneka, send your daughter here. Mama Nneka, surprised but proud, pushed her daughter forward. Adaura walked slowly to the center, her head down, her face burning with embarrassment. The crowd whispered. Singwe's mouth opened wide in shock. Obiageli looked like someone had slapped her. Amara's proud face showed pure disbelief. Adaura, Mama Singwe said loudly. The poor one? What does she have that we don't have? Obiageli muttered. But the old women, the ones who really understood life, were nodding. Mama Adeze leaned over to Mama Ngozi and whispered, that girl has sense. While others were showing off, she was showing good character. Good character is like pregnancy. You cannot hide it forever, Mama Ngozi agreed wisely. Emeka walked to Adaura, took her hand and faced the village. My father has embarrassed us both, he said, looking at Papa Emeka with annoyance. But he's not wrong. Adaura, you told me to speak clearly, so I will, in front of everyone. Emeka, you don't have to. I want to. He squeezed her hand. I came home looking for peace and found chaos. I came home looking for rest and found war. But then I found you and I found myself again. The real me that I lost in Lagos. The me that remembers what's important. The village was completely silent now, listening to every word. I don't know what will happen, but I want to find out, if you let me. Adaura looked up at him, her eyes shining with tears. In front of all these people, you are asking me? In front of God and everybody. She laughed even as tears ran down her face. Then in front of God and everybody, I say yes. The village exploded with cheers and clapping. The musicians started playing immediately. Old women blessed them. Children danced around them. Even Chiwe, Obialali, and Amara, though clearly disappointed, couldn't help but smile at the pure happiness on their faces. Papa Emeka smiled like he had won the lottery. Mama Emeka cried happy tears, and Mama Nneka held her chest, overwhelmed with joy as other women surrounded her with congratulations. See, Papa Emeka said to everyone, good character will always defeat competition. 3 years later, people in Umuia still told the story of Emeka's Christmas. They said Emeka married Adaura in the biggest wedding the village had ever seen. They said he built his mother-in-law a fine house, sent Adaora's brothers and sisters to good schools, and still came home every Christmas, although now he stayed in his own house to avoid another food war. They said Sinwe married a man from the next village and learned to cook without using it as a weapon. Obiegeli opened a restaurant and became really good at it. And Amara went back to Lagos and became successful on her own. But mostly, they told the story to teach their daughters, don't run after men like chickens chasing corn. Don't fight each other over a man like market women fighting over tomatoes. A woman with good character doesn't need to compete. She just needs to be herself, and the right person will see her worth. The men learned something different. If women are running after you, you are either doing something very right or very wrong. Either way, may God help you. And the children, they just loved the part about the food fight. But everyone agreed it was the best Christmas Umuofia ever had. The year Emeka came home, the village went mad and true love won. And on quiet nights during Christmas, if you pass by Emeka and Edaora's house, you might hear them laughing about it still. About the water war, the food battle, the complete madness of it all. And you'll hear them thank God that through all the chaos, they found each other. What the village elders say: when everyone is shouting, look at me, wisdom stays quiet and waits. The prize doesn't go to the loudest person, but to the truest heart. And sometimes, God's best gifts come in simple wrapping. Or as Papa Emeka says, my people, hunger can make you cook, but only love can make your food taste sweet.